Monday. Hello, Facebook and YouTube and everyone else and Twitter. Thanks for joining us for Sunrise Extra on your Monday. You guys the only ones in your office today?
Probably.
There's very
quiet
few people at our work this week.
You may be working today or tomorrow. A lot of people not working Thursday or Friday.
Right.
You two are working Thursday.
I'm here
Friday,
the whole
right?
We are. You are not, sir.
I'm going to pull one of these moves. Whoop, bye-bye.
Disappearing, yes. So
Here for now, though.
We are here for you, my friends.
I need to
streaming online.
I'm going to pull up the stream here.
Okay.
You know what's crazy? Today is July the 1st.
I know, it's my husband's
Oh
birthday.
man, yeah,
Is
you're
it?
right.
Happy birthday to Nina's husband.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's crazy. Like, what the heck? It's already July.
Quick.
It's going
Lots
so
of topics
fast.
to tackle on this 1st of July version of Sunrise Extra.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know who's watching?
Who?
Take a look.
Nick Allard?
Nick Allard. Our former meteorologist.
Nick Allard's watching me.
Oh, hi Nick.
As he is.
So, Oregon lawmakers now on summer break.
Yes.
They got it all done, folks, amazingly.
Some
in
100
2 days,
bills and
you
all.
were wondering, like, why are we spending all this time if they can just get all these votes done in 2 days?
Yeah.
Like 100
That's
some
neither
bills
here
they
nor
passed
there,
through.
but I know, yeah, they really got down to work. So kind of our question today is on Senator Brian Boquist. He's the Republican senator that told our KGW's Pat Doris, you know, send bachelors,
Yes, which I didn't even
send
understand at
armed
first,
police if during the walkout, you know, if the governor sends troopers to bring people, the
them
Republican
back.
senators back to the Capitol. He made those threats on the Senate floor and again to our news camera. And when he came back to the Capitol Saturday, Senator Sarah Gelser said she didn't feel comfortable sitting on the floor with him. So he was not in the chambers, he was in his office. Then Sunday he was on the Senate floor after those threats. And Senator Gelser has now filed a complaint. Others said they also felt funny about it. And now on Monday, a conduct committee is going to be meeting to discuss whether there should be consequences for what he said.
You know,
Whether he said it in jest, as in, you know, like he's not actually going to, I don't know, hurt officers or something, but you can't really say that kind of stuff. Like, so our question was, if somebody in your office, in your workplace, made some kind of similar threats, obviously this is a very specific situation.
Right.
Would you feel weird about it? Would you feel unsafe about it?
I don't personally know this senator, Senator Boquist, and so I remember when those comments first came out, we had them on the news 2 weeks ago. We thought, wow, that's great sound for a newscast. I mean, it was just sort of like eye-opening.
You don't hear that too often.
Yeah, he was
When
really...
he set it up like that,
Yes.
he's like, I'm very quotable, so here's the quote, roll on this.
Apparently, what we didn't see then that we are now seeing is the comments he made on the floor prior to speaking to Pat Doris, our reporter.
Like earlier in that day, right?
Earlier in that day. Again, it really comes down to the individual. Like I was saying at the workplace, there are some people that you trust and some people that you're not sure about. You don't know everyone that you work with. I feel like I know the two of you well enough where if you came in making these kind of remarks, I'm like, that's
Like,
just
oh, they're just
Ashley,
in a
that's just
bad mood or
Nina.
something.
Yeah, just spouting off and just throwing some lines out there. I wouldn't think much about it. But there was other people who go, you know, I wonder if he or she means something by those, and that might make you uncomfortable in the workplace. So I guess it comes down to the individual, and all it takes is one person, right? It takes one other senator to say, I'm not comfortable working with that individual. In this case, Senator Boquist, after what he said, she's taking it to heart, she's taking it as real, and she's like, I don't want to work with him. I can't tell her that she's wrong for thinking that way.
I'm curious of what people said on the, because you posted this, right, Nina?
Yeah.
Because we have a few people on Facebook Live right now. Kevin Grimm says snowflekes, referring to, I think, the people who are, you know, saying that
Worried
they feel
about
unsafe. And he has a couple likes on that comment. Marquetta says, oh, come on, it wasn't a threat. But yeah, I guess where do you draw the line? How do you determine?
Right.
You know, the committee will take that up.
Some people thought it was, you know, just weird enough that now he's going to a conduct committee meeting. So we posed this question today on the newscast, and we said, should there be consequences for Senator Boquist's threatening comments? Right now, we're at 69% of you, I know Instagram, sorry, that's kind of hard to see. 69% of you saying yes, there should be consequences, 31% saying no. So let's also walk over, because we were getting comments about this on Facebook. I posed this question, like, in your workplace, if somebody said, you know, making some threats, I mean, we were trying to think of a scenario of like, how would this play out, Drew, like in your workplace?
Yes.
Like this is so specific of like, we're going to send the cops to make you come back to work.
Right.
Well, maybe, oh, we want you to work on Saturday. You got to work on Saturday. You better answer your phone. If you don't answer your phone on Saturday for work, like there's going to be some consequence. And if you say, I don't know what the threat could be.
Well, I feel like we have a pretty good HR department here at KGW. I would march upstairs and talk to our HR director, whose name is Karen, and say, Karen, you won't believe what just happened to me. And she would be on it, and my needs would be taken care of. We've got a killer HR department here at KGW TV.
Okay. Well, Earl says, I don't know if I agree with that.
You don't think so?
I don't know. Earl says he was doing his job. Brown threatened to use force on him. He returned the offer. Yes, a lot of people feel that way. Let's see what. I guess that you don't think that blue lives matter. Paul responds to that, meaning police officers. Tammy says, I would expect my coworker to be fired if it was kind of a normal office situation. Joshua says, this is just a way to keep one vote off the floor. It has nothing to do with anything else. He never threatened anyone in there, and the person is just crying for no reason. Craig saying, well, Senator Sarah Gelser, I feel unsafe with you on the floor. She is the woman who kind of spoke out and made the formal complaint. Rich Bell, politics, the art of making mountains out of molehills. And Bonnie says, a threat is a threat no matter who it comes from or what side he comes from. It's a threat. Let's see what people are saying about that. Power to the people.
We have so many comments too, Nina, on the live stream.
Go ahead.
That was the earlier post. Am I right? You're reading comments from an earlier post?
Yeah.
And
this is what I posted during the day. Yeah.
You want to start some
Sure,
of them
because
here?
this is these are all coming in right now on the live feed.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching us on Facebook. This is Sunrise
So
Extra.
I left off at Marquetta. Do you want to start?
Well, I saw there was two back to back.
Okay, go ahead.
They were on opposite sides of the story here. So viewer Zach says, if my boss said he would send his personal army to grab me and force me to show up to work, I would make the same statement. Well, really, I would quit. He says Senator wasn't wrong. I mean, I thought he meant Senator Boquist. But maybe he means the senator who's against what Boquist.
No, I think he's defending Senator Boquist.
Cherie, you think it's Chere? Cherie is definitely not in favor of Senator Boquist. He says she says if they, meaning senators, can't be professional and vocalize and make their point heard, and instead threaten people and have a tantrum, they shouldn't hold any seat of power. Period. Cherie, Fenton, thank you.
You do have a lot of people weighing in, like Tim Martin saying no, they threatened to kidnap him. I mean, you do have the people saying like, hey, they made the first, I guess, statement or threat they say of coming to get him. But it is in the Oregon
Constitution that the governor can send troopers.
Right. I mean, I think people
kidnap them, but
well, that's how some people interpret it, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
James says everything everyone says is subjective. That's kind of back to your point. It's like.
And Jennifer kind of sums up the story with one word. She says theater. Jennifer Hamlin on Facebook says theater. It's all political theater. She says, wow, it skipped on me because we got a bunch more real quickly. Wow, that jumped quick. I couldn't even read the last sentence. Oh, it's all political theater. Both sides, she says, are great actors.
I like Carol. Carol just chimed in just a second ago. There's a big difference between a coworker saying something to you and a person of power making a statement to the press and on the floor of the Senate. Words have power, and we live in a time when officers are being shot. This is inflammatory and should be addressed. And Ginny, thank you for watching always, Ginny. Too much drama. None of them are working for the regular folks.
Is anyone else just kind of done with the whole legislative session and all the drama back and forth?
Yeah, but I mean, this was fireworks this year,
Well, it is crazy to think
I've never heard a senator speak like that. You know? I mean, that was big news that day last week when he said that.
And we had this walkout, and then we had the walkout 2 weeks ago over a different issue. Education.
That was like a month. Do you know that was like already, what, a month or two ago? It seems like.
But the fact is like hide and go seek is like a part of the political game. Like, like literally, that's
turning
like,
into.
We're going to go hide now, see if you can find us.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of the political game.
Well, it just shows how much at odds they all are.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, frankly, so.
And then I think we have a page on kgw.com, and I was reading kind of in our inner office newsroom notes to keep everyone up to date on this story that this being able to walk out and deny a quorum is in the Constitution of the state.
Right.
It's also in the Constitution to be able to go get troopers to bring them back. But after we've had 2 walkouts this year, some people are maybe going to consider, hey, should we draft some type of legislation to change the way our quorums are done, like other states where instead of what is it, 2/3 majority or something has to be there.
You're looking for me. You're looking at me for facts.
Sorry.
You're looking at me for facts.
Change the way that we, that those lawmakers are able to vote on something, and do they have to have a certain, percentage of people there to actually make the vote to stop this whole walkout business now that we've had two in the same year? And Democrats, yes, they did it back in 2001. It is a tactic,
right?
That you can use. So lots of comments coming in this morning. And just to recap, if you guys are just tuning in, we were asking the question about Senator Brian Boquist, one of the Republican senators that walked out, when he said, if you send the police after me, I will, or what did he say? There's going to be
send bachelors and
hell to
heavily
pay or
armed.
something
Well,
like
he
that.
said, on the Senate floor, I think in reference to Peter Courtney, he said there will be hell to pay or something to that effect.
The thing about it is we all appreciate the system of checks and balances that keeps any one individual from running amok, whether it's at the federal level, the state level. But at some point, it seems like there's just too many checks and balances in place, right? Like, we're going to pass this law. The voters have voted and they said yes. Well, wait a minute, before we can actually go through with it, we're going to have to, run it through another system. And in this case, like so many levels, like, we're going to vote against it. Well, no, you're not, because we're going to leave. Yeah. Oh, no, you're not, because we're going to get the, there's all these,
there's so much.
There's so much at play here to where they can't just come to an agreement of sitting down. And I get it. If the Democrats had their way, they're just that cap and trade bill would have passed easily, because they just didn't have the numbers on the other side to defeat it. But it just seems sad, like really the only recourse is to walk out and hide.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what you have.
Feels like, we just need more of to work together behind the scenes before you get it on the floor.
Right.
Do this in a committee and, make, the other side kind of more amenable to where you're coming from and concede on some things.
Or if it's that hot of a topic, give it to the voters.
And then
frankly.
Yes, and that was a big thing that you guys also told us.
You avoid it all. If it's that hot of a topic.
The people that were on the side of it said, you know what, we've already done that. We put these people in place. Like, let's just say if you're on the Democratic side of the ticket, you put these Democratic senators in place to make these decisions for you. That's how the system works, right? We voted for these officials to make certain decisions on our behalf, and that's what they were trying to do. So I'm in total agreement with you. Let the people decide, but the people that are on the other side say, we've already done that. We put these people in place to make these decisions for us. Why can't we just let them? So there's no necessarily easy way out or right or wrong.
Sure. So we've been asking this morning, if someone in your office at your workplace made similar comments in a context that would make sense in your workplace, like, would you feel unsafe about it or awkward about it? Like, if you were to see them, if they said, hey, you've got hell to pay if you come, and make me work on a weekend or whatever it would be, do you feel, would you feel threatened by it? We've got 130 live folks tuning in, watching right now on Facebook. That's awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in to Sunrise Extra.
Kevin Grimm questions the awesomeness of the Sunrise Extra, though. He says, just wondering, are you a news organization or are you political pundits? I don't think we're
I think we're just trying to lead the
here.
discussion and let you guys, kind of talk about this issue. And that's why we're reading, comments on all sides as they come in live. So we're just trying to pose the question, how do you feel about this big talker and issue? So Tyler says, if this was a Democrat that said that, the Democrat would be hailed as a hero. So that's another side of it. Let's see. And Mary agreeing, they need to start sending these bills to the ballot. You're talking about the walkouts. Let's talk about all these emergency clauses that would make it go into effect immediately. So big issue. We will be following it again in a week after everyone comes back from the holiday, when this special committee on conduct meets to talk about potential consequences for Senator Boquist. As for us, let's go to topic number 2. Something everyone can kind of talk about.
What's this one?
Amazon drones.
Oh, yeah.
It's lighter, perhaps.
It is,
well, there's controversy here,
it's kind
too.
of that Big Brother thing, So they filed for a patent, Amazon did, this weekend or on Friday, for drones that'll supposedly drop off the packages to you. They would also have cameras on them so they can see, which porch they're landing on and all that kind of stuff. So they want to throw in, like, maybe a surveillance security option on these drones of, like, hey, after we drop off your package, like, we can also just make sure, you're
that
no one's breaking into
nobody
your
steals
house.
it.
That's the part I don't understand.
They don't really specify. It's just kind of for cameras, and like we may have some kind of security service attached to this. But houses that don't sign up for that would possibly, be spied on.
I thought the concern was this simply. I thought it was just that, hey, they're obviously using a camera to detect what house they need to go to
Yes.
and to make sure that they drop that package on the right porch. So there's a camera in play here. But as it's traveling to my house, obviously that camera is on and it's showing other houses in my neighborhood. So I thought that
Backyards,
one singular
pools.
camera that
Yeah.
was kind of needed to locate where to drop the package was a cause for concern by other people in the neighborhood saying, I don't want that drone
they don't want their
flying
house.
over my house with a camera rolling while it's looking for your house. So, regardless of how it's set up, the bottom line is Amazon has an idea to fly drones into neighborhoods to deliver packages with a camera that is live and is on, and it's going to show up. While you may not have ordered the package, that on camera could be flying over your house at any given time.
I hate that idea of any, just drones in the air at all. I hate seeing them. It's weird seeing them even now. Don't you think? Like, if you see them at parks
Honestly,
or
I
anything?
rarely see them anywhere. I don't know if I've ever seen one out when I've been out.
I can just
I'm trying to
imagine
think.
though. My wife will always say like, "Don't yell at the
Keely,
kids.
come
The
on in."
windows are open." She'll say, "Don't keep your voice down. The windows
The
are open." Now
neighbors
it's like,
might hear you screaming.
Oh,
at
is
the
that what you're
kids.
worried
Now
about?
she'll say, I'll say, "Caleb and Chase, get down here." She'll say, "The windows are open." Now she'll be like, "Stop that! The drone is flying overhead." Like you're never
funny.
safe anymore.
Right?
It doesn't matter.
It's just like we're always, we're on camera for everything.
Yes. As you hold that camera up in your hand, and point
Right,
at
I
my
know.
face.
Hello.
I had an interesting experience one time. I was in my living room, and hopefully it was not too early in the morning. And I was just looking out the window, and all of a sudden this
Really?
camera a drone.
In your window?
Well, how far away?
I'm just
like
like,
100
that
yards
would
away,
freak me out.
10 feet away.
It was probably from. I felt like it from the window outside my window was from me to Nina.
Like 10 feet less than.
Yeah,
My
outside
goodness.
of I just drone just sitting
What
there.
the heck was it? Like, what did...
I don't know. I think it might have been shooting the other way, but I couldn't tell.
Right.
Just shooting out over.
That's unnerving for sure.
Yeah, it was really
I don't like
scary.
that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I do like the idea of the security, though. For packages. Mm-hmm. I think my mom has sent me 2 packages in the last
Well,
year,
just
and
get a
both of
Ring
them have been
doorbell.
stolen.
Right.
I don't need a camera on a freaking.
Well, I think it's
phone.
for theft, maybe
Yeah.
theft.
Yeah.
Yes. No, you're right. No, you see it obviously around the holidays more than ever.
Right.
Those
Rob
stories
St.
of
Helen on
packages being
Instagram
stolen.
says, as a drone flyer myself, I don't like it. That's interesting. Yeah. Silence.
There he is. No, well, I'm just looking. Sasha, who's chimed in on a couple of different topics today.
Oh,
Sasha
yeah.
on this one says, in Southeast Portland, Amazon will have all their drones stolen and the packages. Sasha, are you speaking because you live in Southeast Portland? Otherwise, I don't think that's fair.
I'm sure she's speaking
Right.
from experience.
Where do you live,
Have you guys
Sasha?
ever had stuff stolen off your porch?
I said, yeah.
Even
Twice.
trinkets you have?
Twice,
Like
yeah. I was
packages?
going to say, from my mom. She sent me 2 packages, both of them.
Gone.
Never arrived.
Yeah.
I know that one of
got
them was
cameras
stolen
all
because I
over.
saw the box down the street with opened and
They opened it and
Oh.
just left it, huh?
yeah, just
Oh,
down the
man.
street. But
Hopefully at the time it was like baby diapers or something they could not do anything with.
Yeah.
yeah, no.
The fact is, who's going to say they're okay with this? Does anyone go, "Oh, this is a great
Yeah.
idea"? I guess you're saying you do like the idea of
Well,
the security
if they're
camera.
gonna do it, like I don't, nobody. Well, I'm not saying that nobody does, but the thought of drones flying around everywhere is
Right.
kind of unnerving. But if a drone was to drop off a package, it would just sit there and just stare at the door until that package is picked up, which I can't see happening.
No.
But
Unfortunately, I don't think enough people care, because if everyone stood up and go, you know what, as long as you're sending these packages by way of drone, you're eliminating the human element
Right.
of the driver, I'm not ordering any more packages from you, but I think most people are not going to care. They're going to go, I don't care how you get
I don't
the
think
package
this is
to my
actually
door."
going to happen. I mean, they filed the patent, but
You don't think it'll
in
happen?
the story it says, I just don't think, you have to go through so much
Yeah.
government red tape.
Right.
If that thing drops
Right.
drops
One
a package,
thing.
it hurts somebody,
Yeah.
it causes a car accident, it hits an animal. I mean,
Hits a
I just
wire,
don't see
yeah.
this actually happening.
Yeah.
So we really don't have to worry about this.
How are they
Yeah, I
going to,
have no concerns. No thoughts.
I don't know. But yeah, drones just by themselves, I don't like them. But anyway.
I'm with you. I don't really, and maybe I'm not paying
To me,
attention.
I'm like,
I walk around like this usually. So if there is a drone flying over my head, I usually don't notice
Yeah.
it.
I have not
You've
seen a
told
drone
several
ever.
stories of
Like,
walking into things.
That's
with
true.
your
I have walked into a lot
noggin
of.
because
Man, if
you're
I'm
not
wearing a
paying
hat,
attention.
if I wear a baseball hat, I am sure to hit my head at least 5 times that
that's
day.
hilarious.
Yeah.
What did you
Go
walk
too long.
into? That one story into the live truck.
Oh yeah, live truck.
Anyways,
But
we don't
I
have
run in
to-
my garage door, like when it's sometimes for some reason, like someone will close it a little bit, but not all the way, and I'll walk right into that thing hard. It'll rattle the house.
That's what's wrong with your brain.
Oh, it's only Monday, you guys.
All right,
I
you
just
guys.
realized that.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Continue the conversation online. We are live here every morning at 7 a.m. with your hot topics. Bye.
Bye.